I used to neglect sleep so much to the point that I wasn't able to socialize with my friends. My eyes were literally closing while talking to them, even though I wanted to socialize, I wanted to feel included. I couldn't because I was falling asleep. Back when I was little, I was neglecting sleep so much, bro. I was literally staying in bed, getting in bed at like 10 p.m. because my parents were making me go to bed. The whole house would go to sleep because they knew sleep is important. You need sleep to function as a human being. But no, I would open Instagram and TikTok and I would scroll for absolutely no reason. Then just to scroll to get a dopamine. And I would sit in bed and it would be like 11 p.m., 12 p.m., 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and I would still scroll. I would scroll for fucking 4 hours when I should have been asleep. I had school the next day. I was in bed scrolling on TikTok and I had school the next day. And I knew it. I knew it. And it was in the back of my head. But I just couldn't fall asleep. I was too addicted. And it was literally a habit that I couldn't get out of. So I would stay in bed at like 2 a.m. and I would scroll and I would wait for the signal that my body wanted to fall asleep because it was so sleep deprived that it couldn't stay awake anymore. So around 1 a.m. or 2 a.m., my eyes would literally close, even though I wanted them to be open towards the TikTok. And I would lay sideways and they were literally closing while hearing the fucking TikTok. And after a few seconds, I would literally hear the TikTok playing again in the background on repeat. And I would literally jump and I would look at the TikTok, even though I was fucking sleep deprived. And I would continue scrolling. And I would do that 3 times a night. Like the first time when it happened, yeah, I knew like, oh, my body is wanting to be tired, like it's wanting to fall asleep. But I will continue scrolling. And after a few minutes, the same thing would happen. And around then I would realize, bro, I can't stay awake anymore. And the times when I fell asleep with my phone in my hand and I slept through the night with the same TikTok playing in the background on repeat was like 5. I did that 5 times. I fell asleep with the TikTok in my hand. It was an awkward conversation with my dad the next morning because he would usually come into my room and wake me up because the alarm wasn't enough, even though it was in my hand. So after the second time it was happening, I would put the phone. No, first I would open the clock app to turn on the alarm for the next day. And I would see, oh, you have to be awake in 4 hours and a few minutes. And I knew that the next day I would be a zombie, a literal zombie. That I couldn't be able to pay attention to the teacher, to my friends, to nobody. And I wouldn't be a normal human. I wouldn't function like a human. And I was right. The next day I would get to school and I would literally fall asleep on my bench. I would be so sleep deprived that I couldn't stay awake. And you know how bad sleep is with 4 hours of sleep each night. For months, bro, months. And I'm not even going to talk about the quality of sleep because I was bombarding my eyes with that blue light right before bed. I wasn't exercising during the day. The only thing that I was doing physically was walking to school that was 5 minutes away and walking back home. That's it. Then I would go back to video games. That's it. That's what I was doing non-stop. So no exercise, no barely any sunlight, the blue light before bed, not drinking much water, not eating enough. It was literally a recipe for disaster. And my sleep was the worst quality ever. And it felt. But I went from that to the guy that for the past 4 months, I've been able to wake up at 4 a.m. and have over 8 hours of sleep each night and feel more refreshed than I ever did my whole life. Bro, imagine fucking waking up at 4 a.m. Right now it's literally 4:46 a.m. 4:46. The whole house is empty. I'm able to fully focus on this. Nobody's gonna fucking knock on the door. I hope. Because I am too loud or something. Nobody's gonna bother me. All my thoughts could go in here. I have no friends messaging me to hop on Discord and fucking video call. None of that. Full focus on here. It's so quiet in the morning. And I'm amazed at why aren't people doing this more? This is so nice for you. Yeah, I get it. Some people are late risers and fucking night owls, but not a lot of people are. Trust me. And you might also be an early riser, going to bed early and waking up early. You could be that, but you're just destroying your brain with the dopamine, with the stimulation, with the blue light, and you can't help but fall asleep at 11 p.m., 12 p.m., 1 a.m., like I used to do. Now, before I tell you how I managed to wake up at 4 a.m. and get amazing sleep these few months, I want to tell you about my free community that won't be free forever. Click the first link in the description to join, because when I get to 50 members, I will fucking increase the price. I will make it paid. So, and you won't, by the way, if you join now, you won't get paid after. So if you join now for free, you will keep the membership for free forever. But the new people that will join will have to pay. So get your spot in right now, bro. You can literally make a new friend right now, here and there. Message a few guys, and boom, you have a new brother, a new person to talk to every single day. That's also on a self-improvement, that also wants to become the top 1% man. Why not join, bro? Click the first link in the description. Now the biggest thing that I did for my sleep, like this is the most crucial thing. Without this, your sleep is gonna be fucked your whole life. I realized that this is how my body wants to sleep. My body wants to go to sleep at 4 p.m. and wake up at my body wants to go to bed at 7 p.m. Yeah, 7 p.m. and it wants to wake up at 4 a.m. This is how I've been my whole life. Yeah, I was going to bed at 2 a.m., but I wanted to wake up at 4 a.m. and go to sleep at 7 p.m. Because, bro, I realized this a few months in. Like, yeah, I was switching my bedtime, but only when I became mindful of when I want to fall asleep, how much I want to sleep. When I literally focused full on my sleep, I realized that, bro, my whole life, I want to fall asleep at fucking 7 p.m. ever since I was little. Because it didn't matter if I woke up at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m. It didn't matter. It didn't matter if I slept for 7 hours in the noon, like, or I had a 7-hour nap. It didn't matter. At 7 p.m., I wanted to fall asleep. And I have a pretty recent story that backs it up. So I had my 18th birthday on October 27th, and I was preparing for it because I knew I had to stay up late. Because, like, I'm going to bed at 7 p.m. and waking up at 4. And the party was going to be until 3 a.m. So I had to stay up. I didn't want to be the fucking main guy that was falling asleep. So the previous days, I was going to bed a bit later, and I was sleeping, like, in the day. I was having naps. And on that day, on the 27th, it was a Friday, and I didn't go to school that day. Bro, I woke up at like 9 a.m. I woke up at 9 a.m. I went to bed at like 12. I woke up at 9 a.m. Then I slept in the afternoon for 3.5 hours to prepare myself for the night so I won't fall asleep. I did all of this. I switched my circadian clock, and at 7 p.m. I was still tired. I could have went to bed at 7 p.m. even though I woke up at 9 a.m. I still had 9 hours of sleep. I slept for 3 hours in the afternoon. You do the math. And my body was getting tired at 7 p.m. Still, with all of this, I was still getting tired at 7 p.m. And if I allowed my body to go to sleep, it would have. And I would have still woken up at 4 a.m. So this is literally the most powerful thing you can do if you know your body, how your body wants to sleep. It doesn't matter if you sleep for 4 hours or for 12 hours the previous day. You can still fall asleep at the same time. And yeah, you could say it's habit, it's this and this. But bro, every single person has a dedicated sleep hour. Like, I highly believe this. Some people could go to bed at 2 a.m. and wake up at 10. Some people have to go to bed at 6 and wake up at like fucking 3 a.m. Some people work better like that. And it's not a problem. It's like amazing for your body. It's amazing. Imagine giving your body the sleep it wants at the time it needs. You literally function perfectly. It's like having a well-oiled car. It's literally everything is working smoothly, and it's more boosted, Imagine having a car and a few fucking motors aren't working well, and some chains are like not oiled or something. The car won't go as smoothly as it did. You have some random noises, you have some random things happening here and there, and it won't work as good. But give it the components it needs that are well oiled, that are cleaned, it runs smoothly. Give your body the sleep it needs at the time it needs. So just for a full week, disconnect yourself from social media, from your laptop, from your TV, and just try to be present and mindful of at what time you fall asleep. Maybe your whole life. you just couldn't go to bed early. It's a fine. It's not a problem. But just look at your life and think, at what time do I usually get tired? It should be around 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Of course, the range is huge. Some people go to bed at 6, some people go to bed at 2 a.m. But just try to look at for yourself and don't cope and say, oh, I get tired at 8 p.m., but because I stay on computer games, it's actually 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. No, just disconnect yourself from everything and just be present and see at what time you want to go to bed. And do this experiment for like a week. Just go to bed whenever you feel like it and wake up whenever you feel like it. By doing this for a few days, your body will adjust and it will fall asleep at its perfect time and wake up at its perfect time. So it's literally a win. It's a boost for you. And don't get discouraged if your body wants to go to bed really late. Bro, it's fine. It's fine. You don't need to wake up at 4 a.m. to be the most productive guy ever. You could also work later in the day if your body wants that. My body doesn't want that. Like, I get the best work done in the morning. When I get home, especially after a day of school, bro, the last thing I want to do is work. I still do it. I still use some discipline, but the time it takes like 2 times as long. My energy drains a lot faster. But in the morning, I could fucking record 3 videos with no problem and still get energy for the rest of the day. So try to be mindful and see what works for your body. And you don't need to wake up at 4 to be successful. Keep that in mind. Now, the second most important thing you have to do for your sleep is to have a routine and a schedule. Bro, you need to wake up at the same time every single day, including on weekends. And you need to go to bed at the same time every single day. If you roughly know at what time you want to go to bed, perfect. It's amazing. Go to bed at that time every single day. Don't try one day to go a half an hour later, then another day half an hour earlier. Of course, life sometimes gets in the way, but try to keep it as consistent as possible. If one day you have to go to bed 2 hours later, still try to wake up at 4 a.m., like at your desired time, of course. Still try to wake up at the same time, because at least if one thing gets fucked up, the other remains the same. And the next day you will go to bed at your desired time. So just make your whole day a routine. And I recommend using Google Calendar for this. Literally, schedule your day as close as possible to real life. At this time I go to bed, at this time I wake up. This is the first thing I will do in the morning. This is my morning routine. This is where I meditate. I go to school. This is the block school. Then I get home. I do this. I go to the gym here and here. And just fill up your Google Calendar with things that you want to do at each time of the day. And schedule your sleep. Of course, this is the most important part of having a routine. And before sleep, for half an hour, put in the calendar, wind down, to just get away from technology and just get your mind and body to cool down, to kind of rest, to get itself ready for bed. Imagine using your phone, your laptop, playing video games the minute till you want to fall asleep. Your mind will be still thinking about the video games, about the social media thing, about that random girl, and you won't fall asleep as fast as you could. But imagine for half an hour before bed, let's say your bedtime is 8 p.m. At 7:30, you close everything and you just sit with yourself, maybe a pen and a paper to journal. Maybe you meditate here and there, but you just don't use technology. You don't get your eyes bombarded with that blue light. After 50 minutes of doing this, you will instantly start to get tired because it's time for your bedtime, right? So if you're tired at 7:45, at 8 p.m. when you're in bed, you'll just get knocked out instantly. And just make it a habit. At this time every single day, I start my nighttime routine and I stick to it, no matter what. Yeah, of course, as I told you, some days you have to stay up later. Some days you have to wake up earlier because there's fucking, I don't know, a trip or something. You have to catch a flight, sorry. Fuck, what the fuck am I saying? You have to catch a flight or something. Yeah, there are some special days, but try to keep it as consistent as possible, as much as you can. This is a secret to having good sleep. And this is a thing you can do exactly today. Keep your alarm away from your bed. Because I used to be the dumbass that would sleep with his phone next to him. So of course, when I would hear the alarm, I would just close it and sleep for another half an hour. Of course, when I would wake up, I would roll over, grab my phone and start scrolling the first thing in the morning. Of course I would do that because it was easy, it was comfortable. The bed was the most comfortable thing in the morning, right? So I don't want to leave it. Don't want to go into the cold. I don't want to work out. I don't want to do all this shit. All I want to do is just sit in bed and do nothing and just stay comfortable there. So the most effective thing that made me wake up in the morning was literally have the alarm right over there, like on that thing. If I have it there, it makes me have to get out of bed in order to close it. And it's annoying as fuck, bro. Imagine waking up at 4 a.m. Imagine having to wake up at 4 a.m. and the first thing you have to do is to close the alarm and you have to get out of bed to do it. That annoying ass alarm, bro. The worst part of my day. But because I do this, I get out of bed and I made the rule for myself that I won't go back in. So yeah, I get out, but I'm not allowed to go back in. So I either suffer with the sound of the alarm and risk waking up everyone else around the house, or I just have to be a man and get out of bed and close the alarm that way. And it's been highly effective. It's annoying but effective. And after a while it becomes a habit. After you get used to this routine, you could not use an alarm and still wake up at the same time every day and still get out of bed the first thing in the morning because you made it a habit. And bro, I have to tell you something. It is okay to oversleep for a few days because think of it. My body didn't hear the alarm in the morning and it slept more. Is it a bad thing? No, because your body needed the sleep. Maybe you've had like 10 years, 20 years of poor sleep. You can't reverse all of the damage that did to you in a few weeks. You still need to catch up a bit of sleep, right? So don't get like destroyed and sad and depressed if for one day you sleep for 12 hours. It's fine. Think of the sleep you got like as a bonus because your body needed it and your body wanted it and it got it. And now it's like ready to conquer the day even better. And if you know your sleep time, this oversleeping shit is not even a problem to you because you know at this time I go to bed and at this time my body wants to go to bed and you will still fall asleep at the same time. As I told you, I slept for fucking 12 hours, 14 hours in a day, and I still wanted to go to bed at 7 p.m. Even though I had like almost all of the day I slept, I still wanted to go to bed at 7 p.m. So if you do at least one thing from this list, it has to be the first one. Just know at what time your body wants to go to bed and at what time it wants to wake up. The 80-20, this is the 20% that gets 80% of the benefits. Because it's fucking hard to get good sleep. Because, bro, think of all these big companies, like all these masterminds, Mark Zuckerberg and fucking the Facebook, Instagram, TikTok guys. These guys do not want you to get good sleep. I've been influenced. As I told you, you know my story. I've been influenced ever since I was like 10, 11. Ever since I got my first phone. I was on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, video games. Video games was a big thing, by the way. And I would just indulge. These apps do not want to help you. They just want to take your money, take your attention, and just see you destroy your life, destroy yourself. Like, just imagine fucking Mark Zuckerberg laughing in a room like me, being like this, because he knows that he's influenced billions of people. Even fucking 40 years old people are addicted to Facebook. I see my parents fucking scrolling on Facebook Reels, watching some fucking shit content that's on a higher level because it's politics and it's fucking car crashes and it's information you need to see this, and they're fucking up their day as minutes go by on the app. I'm not even gonna talk about fucking sleep. I went downstairs once and I looked into my parents' room and I see a light, and it was my dad's face. It was lit up. It was lit up by his phone at fucking 5 a.m. I wake up, I get out of bed, and I work on my business. Yeah, I still use devices, but I go to bed at fucking 7 p.m. and he's up at 5 a.m. And I know he didn't go to bed at 7 or at 8. He's up scrolling on Facebook. These apps are even controlling your parents. Are you gonna let them control you? Are you gonna give them away your life like it's nothing? Your attention like it's nothing? At least you're doing something productive, bro. You're fucking You are watching these types of videos. You're part of our group, and they're there fucking like they are there fucking you over. But you're here. You're watching this video. You're giving attention to these types of videos. You're learning and you're improving yourself. So you should be proud of yourself, bro. You should pat yourself on the back if you can. Because while your friends are just out drinking, playing video games, fapping, scrolling on fucking social media, you're here being part of this group that's trying to improve themselves. And that leads me to the last point. That's kind of a secret because I left it till the end. Not like fucking 2% of people are gonna stick till the end. And you're gonna be part of those that know this secret. Distance yourself from the bad friends. Because, bro, do you think I would have been able to switch my bedtime, to go to bed at 7 p.m. and wake up at 4, if I still had my friends, like my bad friends, close to me? The friends that are on fucking video games till 2 a.m. Like I used to be, fucking scrolling on TikTok till 2 a.m. Bro, I have a guy in my class. That dumbass is fucking, how do I say this? He's boasting about the fact that he got 2 hours of sleep the previous night. 2 hours of sleep for days. Fucking the whole class fucking applaud when he told the other classmates that he slept for 12 hours. This guy looks like a zombie. It's hard to it's hard for him to socialize. No offense to him, of course. But all he does is fucking drink coffee. He made it his personality, by the way. Drink energizers, and just staying on his chair and not socialize with anybody. And boast about the fact that I got 3 hours of sleep, yay! Nah, what the fuck is sleep, bro? What is sleep? He's allowed to drive. He has a fucking driving ID, like driver's license. Imagine the danger he is putting other people while getting under the wheel in a car with fucking 2 hours of sleep. His eyes are closing while driving. Imagine he just goes fucking, fuck. He's going high speed. His body decides to get the sleep it needs right there and then, while he's under the wheel, while he's driving at full speed. And he doesn't see the crossroad because his eyes are closing. He's too sleep deprived. Imagine on that crossroad, it's your future wife. Your future wife that did nothing. And that motherfucker, with shit sleep, fucking slams into her. Because he didn't see her. It's fucking brutal, bro. That some people like that are allowed to drive, putting other people's lives in danger. Just imagine your future wife dying like that because of a dumbass that didn't prioritize sleep. Bro, this video fucking took a dark turn. But I just got this realization. But fucking bad friends are the worst influence on your sleep. I still see these motherfuckers sending messages at 2 a.m. asking other people to hop on League of Legends. At 2 a.m. even though they have school the next day. Like I used to do. And they're fucking 18. 19. They're adults now, bro. They're still fucking playing video games at 2 a.m. And imagine the influence they have on you. When you try to go to bed early, you want to wake up early. No, bro, let's hop on video games. Let's hop on Discord. And you just can't help yourself but join them because they're your friends. You don't understand the importance of this. Bro, the fucking story of the future wife fucking broke me. Because I just imagine having her taken away by a dumbass that didn't sleep properly the other night. And just her dying because of that. Because of him. People don't understand the importance of sleep. But bro, I wish I could just change this so people with fucking poor sleep are not allowed to drive. Because I saw a statistic. People that get 4 hours of sleep are as bad as people that drank. Fucking alcoholics that are drunk. 4 hours of sleep, as bad as fucking people that are drunk. These people go to jail, these people don't. There are people with 2 hours of sleep that go on the roads. It's not a problem for them, no? Right? Your life will change by improving your sleep. I didn't want this video to take this bad turn, but it had to kind of fucking slap some reality into you. I hope you're gonna take action. And as I told you, join my free community while you can. Click the first link in the description. See you later. Mwah. Fuck.